Yo, what's going on, FG fam? Welcome to another episode of the Detroit Tigers franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Now, interest in this series has greatly dwindled down over the last couple of months since baseball season in real life officially ended. So we're only going to go to one episode a week, but we're going to do more action-packed episodes. I do want to get through a couple more seasons before this series is all said and done, so make sure you guys support it by dropping a like on every video that you can, commenting on every video that you can, and sharing every video that you can if you want to keep this series going as long as it possibly can. We are, of course, going to be offering contracts we already have to Mike Soroka, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Aroldis Chapman we definitely need to bring back as well. These are all big-time key cogs in our pitching rotation and our bullpen, so we want to bring those guys back for sure. If you're by any chance new to the channel viewing this, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for me. It's free, and you're going to want to see more of all of the great franchise content we have on the channel. It's literally all we do here. There is Paul Goldschmidt, Nico Goodrum. We're going to try to bring back all of these guys because they all seem like we could maybe get them for cheap. We need to hire a new manager, and I want to go after Ryan Cowan. He looks like a pretty darn good manager. I'm willing to overpay him a little bit, $5.5 million a year if possible. I would like to bring up the speed of this team. He could definitely help us out. As far as I think it's a hitting coach we're looking for right now. Yes, it is a hitting coach. Jose Lemieux looks like the guy that could really help out our hitting. And then as far as a third base coach, I really like Stephen Mackey to help us with that. So we are going to try to bring those guys in. We'll see if they accept our contracts. But we've got the full offseason here. We are going to be going into season number 7 of the Tigers franchise after season 6 ended in very, very poor fashion, as we did not even make the playoffs a year after winning the World Series. So we don't get our top managerial choice, so we had to go after Alex Bird. We're also not going to get our top third base coach choice, so now Victor Branch will be our guy. Jose Lemieux does accept our hitting coach offer, so we'll be getting him for 3 years. Victor Branch does accept our third base coach offer. We still haven't heard back from our manager offer yet, but lots of good free agents in this free agency class. Shane Bieber, Walker Buehler. I really want to just bring back Mike Soroka, honestly. We could bring back Sandy Alcantara after trading him for Mike Soroka. Both are on the open market now. Mike Clevenger's also out there. Joey Lucchese's out there. Mad Bum is out there. Those aren't guys I'm really looking to bring in right now. I would like to up the bullpen. The bullpen definitely let us down in multiple games last season, so if I could do anything better for the bullpen, I totally will. Jordan Hicks seems like a really good addition to our bullpen, and it's something I am strongly considering adding into that bullpen for us. Jordan Hicks is a guy, I think we're going to put an offer on Jordan Hicks. It's going to be a pretty lucrative offer, obviously, because he probably will end up being the closer should he come on. We could always use Chapman and Knievel as setup guys, like 7th, 8th inning guys, and have him as the 9th inning guy. Wilson Ramos, I didn't find a better option for backup catcher, so why not just bring Wilson Ramos back in? Pete Alonso is a guy I would much rather have than Paul Goldschmidt if we could get Pete Alonso to join the team. I would like to see what it would take to bring in the man himself, Pete Alonso. I'd love to steal him away from the Mets if we possibly could. I don't really want to pay a ton because we're already paying Lindor and Ketel Marte some big contracts. Gleyber Torres is another guy out there. I think second base is another issue we could look to get better. Jahmai Jones, I thought would develop really well, but he's had a lot of injury concerns over the last couple of years. Fernando Tatis Jr., we don't need him, but, like, he's amazing. Juan Soto is another guy like that. We don't need him, but he's really good. Oh, he just looks so good. I mean, the discipline, the durability, the clutch, the contact, half of the power. Austin Meadows looks amazing as well. These are guys that, honestly, for us right now in Detroit, are really pipe dreams, as we really don't need any of these guys. But Gleyber Torres definitely could help at second base. I always said I don't really want to sign Yankee players, but if I could get him for cheaper than what he's actually worth, I would definitely be, I guess, more okay with bringing him in. So we're going to try to bring in Gleyber Torres since nobody's offered him anything. Matt Strahm for the bullpen. I like that he's out there, and I think we can get him maybe for $6.5 million. And Gleyber Torres accepts an offer that was never on the table, never saw it there, and is less money than what we were giving him. So he will go to the LA Angels, and that'll leave us to try to bring in Jeff McNeil. So we're trying to be, I guess, the Detroit Mets. We'll see if that works out. Walker Buehler goes 9 years, $171.7 to the Padres. A huge deal to the Padres, but very interesting one as he goes to a rival team. Jesse Biddle going to be going to the Phillies, so a reliever dropping. David Fletcher will be the new second baseman in New York with the Yankees. Don't know why they didn't make a bigger run at Gleyber. Shane Bieber ends up going to the Padres as well, so they get the two best pitchers on the market. That leaves us with offers to Mike Soroka, Jordan Hicks, Matt Strahm, Jeff McNeil, and Wilson Ramos. I mean, we'll see what we can do. I would like those to be our signings. Chris Paddock going to the rival Twins, the defending World Series champion Twins. I hate saying that, but the Twins do get a very good pitcher there. Juan Soto going to go to the Rays on a lucrative 10-year contract. But 10 years, $180 million isn't that big of a deal for a guy like that, as Austin Meadows gets 5 years, $90.7, a similar deal for him. He will be going to Chicago to play for the Cubbies. Jose Castillo, the relief pitcher, will be going to the Reds. Jordan Hicks does come to Detroit on his $11 million a year contract. So we do get Jordan Hicks. Now we're kind of running low on money. So I look at Nico Goodrum. I look at Corey Knebel. They're getting a little bit up there in age, and I think now is the right time to get something for them. We're able to get Herb Reese, who is a potential prospect. We then take Herb Reese along with a couple of prospects that we're probably not going to keep anyways to get a couple of prospects we could use. And we wanted Mike Soroka, but he will become a member of the Arizona D-backs. Then, check this out, guys, because you can't make it up. Corey Knebel is acquired by the Reds for Herb Reese, who we just sent the Reds. Now, we sent Herb Reese to the Reds after getting him from the Giants, so the Giants end up going full circle to get Herb Reese back after they just got Knebel and Goodrum from us, and then they get Herb Reese back. Great GMing from the Giants. Sandy Alcantara is out there. Chris Sale is out there as well. I took a good look at both of these pitchers. I really wanted to bring somebody in because now we can't have Mike Soroka. So we've got to get somebody in. Pete Alonso accepts a Mets offer of $154 million over 6 years, so he's not coming to Detroit. And Miguel Andujar is going to San Francisco with the Giants. So the Giants having a decent offseason. We had to put some guys on waiver claim. Nolan Jones going to Chicago. We had another guy going to Pittsburgh. Here's Cam Williams going to Pittsburgh. They're just claiming everybody off our team. Pittsburgh's desperate. Matt Strahm does come to the team, though. Eloy Jimenez will go to the Tampa Bay Rays. So the Rays with two big outfield signings. That outfield's going to look amazing. Alex Verdugo going to the Texas Rangers, who made it the playoffs over us. So big storyline there. Brian Anderson will become the new Yankee third baseman. So now we make it into November, and Carson Kelly will become the new Yankee catcher. So the Yankees making three big signings. Sandy Alcantara going to make his way to Philadelphia on a 5-year deal worth $54.5 million. We could have brought him back, but I really did not like his stamina. I didn't like that he couldn't go deep into games. Joey Lucchesi is going to Minnesota with the Twins, so Paddock and Lucchesi together on the Twins with already The user pitcher, Brandon, who was killing us. Pablo Lopez is going to the Giants as well. Yanni Chirinos is going to the Red Sox on a relatively cheap contract. Ryan Yarbrough going from the Rays to the Dodgers now on a 3-year, $16.22 million a year contract. Jeff McNeil is going to sign a Mets offer of $25 million over 2 years, so we will not get him either. But we do get a manager, Alex Bird, signed by our Tigers, so we get that at least. Then we're going to go into our arbitration pretty soon here. So Casey Mize up for arbitration. He didn't have the greatest year, so I'm not going to offer him anything crazy. We're probably going to lose arbitration with him. Tariq Skubal, another guy that didn't have a crazy year. I'm going to offer him the same thing I offered Casey Mize. Emmanuel Clase had one of the worst years for us, was not a good year, so I'm going to try to take money off of him. I don't know that it's going to happen. Holden Capps had a good year. I am going to offer him almost triple the salary he made last year. Tuki Toussaint, again, he could have done better, so I'm going to try to take $50,000 off his salary. Adley Rushman had the worst hitting year as far as average is concerned of his entire career. So we'll see if we could take a couple of salary off of him, probably $1 million. We'll see if we can get away with it. Josh Rojas, worst average of his career since his rookie season. So we'll see. Can we get away with maybe taking a little bit of money off of him? We're going to try. Tommy Pace, though, was a breakout star last year. And this is going to be tough because we know we've got to pay him something. So he's definitely not going to be making $1 million. We'll try to give him 1.2. We'll see how that works. Kendall Brown now got hurt last year, so he did not put up numbers. So it is possible maybe we can take a little bit off of Kendall Brown, but you know what? I think I'm going to be a little nice with Kendall Brown. We're going to try to pay him the same amount. I don't think he deserves more. So now Richie McGowan. And McGowan has just had a good year every year. He had the most home runs he's ever had last year. He's been such a performer for this team. Let's see. Can we get away with offering him just a little bit more? We're going to see. Willie Calhoun's going to go to the Padres to continue their huge offseason that they've had. Tyler O'Neill going to the Mariners. Caleb Smith will go to the Athletics on a 1-year deal. Willie Adames is going to the Marlins. So players getting signed all over the place, and we can't get the guys we want. Reyes Maranta going to go to the backs. Victor Robles going to the Blue Jays. Fernando Tatis Jr. going to the backs. Mike Clevenger going to the Mets as well. So the Mets with big signings keeping their own guys, and then they add Clev. We get Eugenio Suarez on the team, a third baseman. Kind of would have been Goodrum's replacement, but I have other plans as well. We're going to make a trade here. Jamie Barria, Elvis Diaz, and Albert Lozano, who's getting kind of old and really should be a closer in the league by now, but I've never really brought him up and seen what he had. But we're going to get Jimmy Wilson because I'm looking to get prospects, guys that are not on the 40-man right now. Nick Anderson going to sign with the Nationals, and it's time to go to the Rule 5 draft. But before we do it, Nomar Mazara is acquired by the Diamondbacks. Wow. No matter what, it's a diss. Whatever I say about Arizona is always a diss. But the Phillies get 2 old and not that great players for Nomar Mazara. I don't know why they would make that deal. But Chris Sale is going to be a Detroit Tiger, so hopefully he will do well for us. Jamie Barria, who we just traded away, got taken in the Rule 5 draft. So did user prospect Rowdy Miller. He was also selected there in the Rule 5 draft. DJ LeMahieu accepts an Astros offer of 1 year, $7.10 million. We did put a little offer on him, but we're not getting him. Kendall Brown, the arbitration panel sides with him. He's going to make almost $3.3 million this season, which stinks because I wanted to save some money after he got injured, but looks like we won't. Clase wins his as well for $4.5. Skubal wins his for $4.95 million. Tuki Toussaint wins his for $747,000. And Tommy Pace we're going to win Tommy Pace's, so we're only going to pay him $1.27 million. I'm very surprised that we won that one. We also won Adley Rutschman, so he's going to get $5.63 million. That's completely fine with me. Moving into one of the final days of arbitration, Casey Mize wins his. He's going to get $5.9 million as well. Holden Capps has won his. He's going to get $648,000. And Richie McGowan has won his. He will be making $6.78 million now. Josh Rojas makes $3.5 million after winning his arbitration as well. And it is February now, and in February, when free agents are desperate, they sign for cheap. So we're going to go for Kevin Kiermaier and try to get him for cheap. Jahmai Jones and Nolan Gorman for Ozzie Albies. I don't think I can pass this up. This is really hard to pass up. Jahmai Jones, I've tried to bring him along, but he really hasn't done much, and we can bring in a guy like Ozzie Albies. We're trying to go for another ring, and that's what we're going to try to do here. There's another guy we can get, and we have to give up a lot of really good players for him. Paul Goldschmidt, we have to let go. We have to let go Eugenio Suarez and Kevin Kiermaier, but we get to bring in Freddie Freeman and have a actual bombing first baseman on the team. This would set up an absolute all-star lineup across the board, and it's not something I can pass up at the current time because Freddie Freeman is coming up on a contract year. He's 35 years old, possibility to get maybe the last good year after him, and the Rockies can get a haul for him. Why wouldn't they do something like that? I thought about trying to go after some other guys, but they're on good teams, and the Rockies are just not a good team. So, no need to stick around with Freddie Freeman. Dodgers now. They're going to make this trade. Eduardo Cervantes, a nice young pitcher who we've given an opportunity to spot start, but he's getting a little bit on the older side now. But I was thinking, no, we should keep Cervantes. So we're going to give out Skubal instead. We're basically flopping Skubal for Dustin May, and then we make another trade and get rid of Carlos Martinez finally to save some money. Then Whit Merrifield is out there, and he can kind of be our utility guy, a la what Nico Goodrum was. In case somebody needs some rest, we can bring Whit Merrifield in. We'll give him a 1-year, $2 million contract, and then we make another trade with the Royals. I don't do a lot of in-division trades, but for prospects, I do. Here's another one where we're just trading a lot of prospects. Juan Parra's in there. He's a pretty good player, but unfortunately not a lot of potential for us. We want to bring in Jack Daly. Kind of looking for a trade for him. I'm looking for a minor league third baseman that can grow. And here's a bunch of prospects they want. I'll give those away. That's no big deal. So, at the end of this offseason, it's been an exhausting one. This is what the lineup is looking like. Tommy Pace will be our full-time left fielder this season. Ketel Marte at right field, Richie McGowan at center field, Lindor at short, Freeman at first, Kendall Brown will be our DH, Bohm at third, Adley Rutschman at catcher, and we have Ozzie Albies now for second base. So there's the lineup against righties. Here's against lefties. Basically the same thing, but we're going to put Wilson Ramos against lefties with DH. He will not play against lefties without DH, though. Pitching rotation, Griffin Canning. Jacob deGrom was the trade that we made with the Boston Red Sox. Dustin May, Chris Sale, and Casey Mize. This is the last chance for Casey Mize. I really wanted to bring along Mize and Skubal, but they have not been getting the job done. Holden Capps, Simeon Woods Richardson in mid-relief with Matt Strahm and Touki Toussaint in long relief. Emmanuel Clase and Aroldis Chapman as setup men, and Jordan Hicks as the closer. Hopefully, this is a team that can get the job done because we are opening the season in Cleveland against the rival Indians, and they have Shohei Ohtani on the mound against our boy Griffin Canning. Let me know what you think is going to happen on opening day. Leave any predictions you have for the season in the comments section below. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video. Show support for the series to make sure that it stays around. A lot of new things coming, and it could get drowned out in the content war. So make sure you guys are supporting the series. If you do want it around, you've been vocal about wanting it around, so make sure you support it. Thank you guys. If you want to see more franchise, make sure you click right here to see some more franchise.
I feel you break somehow.